guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I am going to be using products from Let's Resin, and I want to show you how to make these beautiful little embellishments. They are just gorgeous. Now these are made with some little pictures from my kits. They're little fairies. I've got some little vintage fairies, and I've got these beautiful little sort of like shabby fairies on there as well. Now these can be done with any photograph that you like, any pictures that you like, but because I'm making a sort of like little fairy journal, that's what I'm using. So I'm using this. I've got these little tiny ones. Now they come from these, and what I'm doing, I am just punching out the little faces like this. So if you've got, I've got a little 3/4 inch punch, and what I'm doing, I'm just popping it through there, and can you see, you can have a look and see what's the sort of picture that you like, that you've got. Now these are the smallest pictures that I've got, but they are just fabulous. These, you can see these ones that I've already printed out, but they look so good, don't they? So you just pop it in there, and then you just punch it out, so you've got little round. Now the reason I've got these, I'm going to do some of these as well. I think I'm going to do quite a lot of these. I'll show you how to do one of them today, but can you see these little fairies? But you can have photographs if you've got your children that you want, and their grandchildren or parents or grandparents that you would like to have. I think they're just fab. So yeah, use, or your dog, your cat, whatever you like. So I'm going to be using some of those. Now I've printed these out on my inkjet printer, so I need to sort of protect them. And what I've done, I've covered these, and I've covered them with a little bit of tape like this. This is just packaging tape. And what I've done, you just take a piece of tape. I'm going to just cut a little bit off. This is quite thick, this one. And I'm going to take this little lady, and I'm going to just pop her on there like that, and then just cover her. Now you can laminate them if you wanted to laminate all of them, but you don't really need to because they're so small. A little bit of tape will do, and just make sure that she's really squashed down and around the outside like that. So that's the first sort of piece you want to get done. And so it's just like that. Can you see? It's just a little in between. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is cut around that like this. So I'm just going to get these ready before we get everything else ready, and I'm going to show you what to do. So we just cut around there. Just leave a little bit. Don't cut right up to the picture. Leave a little border around it with your tape on. So I don't know whether you can sort of see that, just about a little bit. You can see it's shining. So that's what we've got on there. I'm just going to pop those to the side a little bit. And these are just beautiful. Look at that. I've got double layer of little crystals on there, and a little rose. This is a little vintage one, which she is just beautiful. This one's got a little rose on it as well. Oh, I absolutely love them. I think they are so beautiful, and I think these would look lovely with like little Christmas pictures in there as well, wouldn't they? Oh, and the other thing, if you look at the back, I have got the lovely Let's Resin Pearlescent UV colours on there, which are just beautiful. So they are new. I've got them all ready here, look. And what I've done, I've tested the colours on some little, let's just put those at the back, on some little jump rings. So you get 2 of the pearlescent white in there, which are just beautiful, aren't they? So that's the colours that you can see. So I'm going to be making more of these like this. They're just jump rings which I filled up with the resin. And this one here, this one, I've got 4 little jump rings in a bigger jump ring. So I don't know whether you can see that. Is that a bit blurry? There we go. and they make great embellishments. They really, really do. So these are just lovely, but I thought I'll pop them in there so you could have a look at the colours. And they are stunning. They are just beautiful. So loving those. Look, I've got my hair on there. Sticky tape. I'm going to pop those to the side. And what we're going to do, I'm going to be using also some UV resin. This one's nearly empty, so I've got another one there. So that is the clear hard type resin, which is fantastic. And of course, the lovely little rechargeable light, which is fabulous. I love it, absolutely love it. So the first thing we are going to do is get some of the lovely tape. This is the tape that comes in, the little box I mean that it comes in. And it's just the tape for holding sticking your bits to, you know, if you've got the open backed. So I'm going to stick that on there like that, pop that down like that, and then just snip that little bit off. Now I got a bit of a fingerprint on there and I don't really want that on there, but so the other thing that I've got are some jump rings. Now these are bigger ones. These are 20mm jump rings, and they are the perfect size for my hole punch. So this is 3/4 of an inch. So that's what they are, 3/4 of an inch. And they are the same size as these. So look at that. That just fits perfect, doesn't it? Which I love, which is, I don't know, it was just fluke that I found these. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop it on there where my fingerprint isn't. Just push that down. I'm going to come in just a little bit. There we go. I'm not going to come in too close. Just going to push that down like that, just to make sure it's stuck on. I'm going to put my gloves on. So now make sure when you're using any resin, whether it's UV or epoxy resin, you must wear a mask, gloves, and have your window open or have some ventilation of some sort, because it's very, very important, because although they say that there's no odour, they do have a bit of something coming off. Right, I've got some little toothpicks in there, which I get through a lot of. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is fill this with some clear resin. So I'm just going to pop a little bit in here. We're nearly out of this one. Pop that in there and just poke that around like that. Just fill it up, because we're making like a little window, really. There's a couple of ways you can do this, but I found this the easiest way to do it. So just make yourself a little window in there. Just going to pop that on top. I'm going to just get my lighter and just make sure there's no little bubbles. I can see a little bubble right in there, which we don't want. This is one where we really, really don't want bubbles, because we need a little window in there. There we go. We want it as clear as possible. Now let's just move these out of the way. Just quickly while I pop the light over it like that. Pop that on for a little bit. Now I'm just going to show you these again. Look at that. They are just so lovely. Look at that. I think they would just make beautiful. I want these because, like I said, I'm making a fairy journal, and I want them to hang off the spine of my journal. But they are beautiful, and the colour on the back, this pearl is lovely, and it's covering up where I've made the little hook on there, not the hook, the little loop. But they are beautiful. Whoopsie daisy, aren't they? Just gorgeous. I love them. So that's that. Now I've put, where did that one go? Rolled underneath. I put little crystals on there, and I've also got these little they're like little roses. They're little resin roses, which I think look really pretty on there. And then I've got these little, oops, if I can open it, just little sew-on crystals, little sew-on gems, but again you can put anything around them. I also have some chain. This is AB chain, and then I've got one that's just slightly bigger, just slightly thicker, which is really nice. But I found that putting them on separately, if you're doing 2 layers, is the easiest. I put the chain around the outside and then the other crystals on the top. I found that the easiest way. So I think that's done for a bit. Oopsie daisy. So let's lift that up. That's my other one just flying away. So I'm going to use some of this. Now I've counted these and we want 28. I should have cut one first. I've managed to I'm just going to count 28 of these little stones. Sorry, I should have done this first. 6, 8. Okay, so we want to do it to there. I found that 28 of these is perfect for going around the outside. Now, depending on your keyring, your little loop, I've got one here. What you can do is just put that, just and just measure it around there, like that. And these sort of, close up. So that's what we want it to look like. So I'm just going to bring that out. We're going to stick it onto this one. So that's how you can sort of measure them. But I'm going to put that down. I'm going to come in just a little bit more, just so you can see, because I'm going to put some resin around the outside of this. Then when I do that, I just get my little pot, pop some resin on top, just on the bottom of here, just so I can get to it like that, easy enough. And then I'm going to take this, so that's it on there. I'm just going to move it away so you can see. I'm going to just put around the outside just a little bit of resin to hold the chain, like that. So just take your time. It's not, do you know what I mean? This isn't a quick one. Making resin isn't sort of like a quick thing, although it's UV resin, it's really lovely to work with. Just take your time, because it's supposed to be enjoyable, isn't it? And have fun making things. I think these would make beautiful little gifts as well. Can you imagine having them with your grandchildren in? They'd be beautiful, wouldn't they? Which I think I might have to do that. I'm just going to just turn this around because it's easier for me to pop the resin in. Just around, just enough so the chain sticks on there. There we go. Let's pop that to the side. Take that like that. Grab your chain and pop that around. I'm going to use a little cocktail stick. Just push that in. A little bit difficult because obviously this is sticky, so we want to make sure these are lying flat. Just push that in. There we go. Push that down, lie them flat like that. Can you see? You want to make sure that all the crystals are facing up. There we go. Perfect. So that's gorgeous on there. Love that. Right, I'm going to just pop that under the lamp for a second. Okay, so that should be enough now. I turned it over halfway through, so it's you've got it from behind. Now I'm going to take this off like that. You still need that. So look, so we've got like a little window in there, a little resin window. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to turn it over like that. And then this little lady, I'm going to use this little one because she's already done. We want to pop her over the top. Oops. Like that. And this is, we want to stick her like that so she's looking through the little window. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some resin and then I'm going to pop a little bit, you don't want too much, just around the outside where the little crystally bits are, just so this sticks her on. I have tried it by just sticking her straight onto that with some resin, but you tend to get lots of bubbles in there. It doesn't lie flat. I've done a couple of different ways, and I found this is the easiest way by making the little resin window to do it. So I've tested it for you. It's most definitely the easiest way to do it. So we just want a little bit of resin around there, and sometimes if you have too much it will go under the picture, so just don't have very much at all. And then what I'm going to do, it doesn't matter which way she is, we're just going to pop that on there like that. Try and get it in the middle as easy as, you know, on the first attempt, because that's when the resin tends to go underneath. So I'm just going to pop the light back on and pop that under there for a second, for a couple of minutes, just to harden that. Okay, so I think that should be enough. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that, look at that. See, that's perfect. And by having the little window, you can see she just has no bubbles or anything in there. I love it. Right, I'm going to turn it back over again now we've done that. And then we're going to add just a little bit more resin, just to the back, just to pop that on. Let's get some fresh out of here. Oops. Pop that on, just cover up that back like that, just so she's on there, nice and stuck down. There we go. Doesn't matter about covering it up properly because we're going to pop a little layer of the pearlescent, but we just want to make sure this is stuck right down around that edge, because we don't want her falling off. There we go. Let's hope there wasn't any gaps and she hasn't gone underneath, so let's just pop that in there for a minute. Okay, so that should be enough. Whoops, let's have a little look. Okay, oh, it's come under. Can you see it? Just come underneath just a little bit. Not that it matters, but you've got to make sure that that is stuck down properly, but loving it. Right, I'm going to turn it back over like that. So you can just see tiny little bit underneath there, but I think we will be okay. Now, I'm going to do another layer because this is a single one. That's just around the outside, and that is like a double layer over the top. Do you know what I mean? So that's sort of like quite thicker, and I'm quite liking them like that. So again, if you wanted to leave it, if you wanted to just have one layer, just do it like that. But I'm going to use some little smaller ones like this and just pop them around at the outside. And I'm also going to pop one of these little roses on as well, because these are just so pretty, but we want like a little tiny one, don't we? There's a little one, and that would just sort of like just sit right under there, just on that. And then I'm going to go around the outside with some little, let me just come in to show you. Can you see that little the little rose on there. It just looks so cute. It's a little bit reflective because of obviously the tape. And now I'm going to go this way because it's going to be easier for me to do it this way, because I can't put my head sort of over the top of it because of the camera. So I'm going to try and sort of like do it a little bit backwards. So I'm going to take that off. Again, I'm going to pop a little bit of resin on the top of my little silicone pot. Put these away so I don't knock them off. Take a little bit of resin, like that. Just put a little blob on there. Now we can sort of, this is what I could do with actually a little pen light, so that I could actually just hold it on there for a second, just so it doesn't move. So I'm going to put that one on. Take one of these little crystals. I don't think I got enough resin on there. Just take another little bit. Just pop it round the outside. Like that. Oops. Oops. I can turn these over. They're so small. Pop that on there. Now again, that looks nice just with a little bit on the bottom, doesn't it, without having to go all the way round. So just pop that on there. This is the little fiddly bit, but it's definitely worth it. Like that. Oh my gosh, I'm not making this look easy, am I? There we go. On there. Right, let's make sure that is level. Right under her little face. Like that. Right, I'm going to pop the lamp on just for a second, just to hold those on. Doesn't need very long. I just want it to so that they don't move. There we go. So look at that. Let me just pick that up. Look, that's lovely, isn't it? It's just so pretty. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go around the outside then with a little bit of resin. Can you see that? Just a little bit around. And work my way round. And you might have other little flowers or things that you might like to pop on here as well. They don't have to have these little crystals. There's all sorts of things that you can put around the outside, depending on the sort of subject picture you've got inside, doesn't it? And you can get, the things that I like are sort of like little tiny embellishments. You can get like little nail art things, and they're quite small, which are great for adding little details to your resin work. Oops, I can pick mine up. Let's let it fling away with a little bit of tape. I wonder if my little thing would be better. This, my little picky up tool, do you reckon that would be better? Ooh, maybe. That might be a little bit better to use. I'm not very good with tweezers. They ping everywhere. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pop that under the light. Let's just make sure that they are sort of in there properly. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to just set that just a little bit, just so they're on there. Just sort of like, almost like sort of like tax them down a little bit, and then we can go over it a little bit better, but I just think they are just so pretty. Little magical ones, aren't they? I think, with the little fairies on. Pop that down, shall we? Oops. Oh look, I took the lid off on the wrong end. There we go. Not quite sure which is the easiest to use, this or the little tweezers. So I want these to go on the outside a little bit more. Lovely. There we are. Okay, I'm just going to pop that under the light. Is that level? Just pop that on there like that for a second. A little bit more. It's like a little bit more glue. This, I just adore these Let's Resin products, and the UV resin I think is probably one of my favourites to use, especially now they have got the pearlescent one that's just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Stick you on there. You could actually use those little jump rings, pearlescent jump rings on here as little embellishments. You on. Go, a couple more to do. Oh, I think that's probably it. We could just one more in there. That's looking pretty good, isn't it? Just hold that on. Okay. Right, let's pop that under the lamp again for a second or two. Pop my little bits away, and what I'm going to do, let's just come back out again. What I'm going to do is fill in the middle bit with some more UV resin, and that will hold on the little crystals as well, so they'll be attached a little bit better than just that tiny little bit of resin that I popped on there. So hopefully they would have just be stuck down enough now. Let's have a little peek. Perfect, look at that. Can you see that? Oh, they're just lovely. Lovely, lovely. So I'm going to go in with my resin like that. And then get a nice clean one of these, a little bubble there. Just go all the way in there. That's pretty good. Just go around. Right guys, I'm going to leave that for a couple of minutes now. Pop that over there just for 2 or 3 minutes and make sure that's dry, and then we will do the back of it. Okay guys, well that's still doing its thing and setting. I just wanted to show you the colours of these. Now this is how I do my embellishments. Oh, I should have got them out really. I've got them in here to make some little ones, and this is how I made these little dingly danglies like that, and that is with these little jump rings, and these have just got some little bits of the chunky glitter in there, and then I just drilled a hole in them with a lovely Let's Resin drill and just popped another little jump ring in, which I just think that it would make beautiful little embellishments to go on all my bits and pieces like that. And it's such a simple one, such an easy one to do. So I'm going to have all of these lovely colours. So I'm just taking some jump rings. Now you can get all sorts of different size jump rings. I've got like a little pot here which got a real big mixture of them in. So I'm going to make some more of the different colours, and I can show you then what they are like. And these ones just come straight out of the bottle, UV, just cure under the lamp, and they are just perfect. Now I'm just going to stick these down, just push them right in so there's no little gaps underneath. This is the simplest you know, way to do some lovely embellishments. I've done this for a very long time, and they just look lovely. So this is the pink. So this is a little pale pink. So you just put a tiny little blob. So you could make loads. You could make hundreds of these, and they just look fab. So I'm just gonna, whoops, pop these, and then what I'll do is I'll just mix them around in a minute to go around the edges. Now just be careful, don't push too hard, because they will sort of ooze out a little bit, but I just think they're so pretty. So that was the light purple. This is the purple, which is sort of, I would say it's sort of more of a pinkier purple, this one. This is light blue. Squeeze out. Now you can sort of dome them if you wanted to, but you don't need to. You just need to make sure that the little jump ring is full up. Now I'm going to come in just a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing, because we've got a little bit of reflection on there, haven't we? So this is a beautiful blue, look at that, just stunning. And these are nice because they're pretty opaque, aren't they? Oops, what colour is this? Orange. Let's go under the orange. There we go. Just super. And these, yeah, no mixing. No mixing with these. What colour do I need? This is green. This is a beautiful green. So that would be a nice Christmassy one, wouldn't it? This is the red. So red and green. You could make some lovely sort of Christmas earrings with these. These would look like little holly berries, wouldn't they? And then you have two white, and this is pearlescent white. So you get two of these, and you can see it very sort of, where it says pearlescent white, I think they look really sort of silver. So we've got two of those, which I can see why they've put two in, because this one will get used a lot. So look at that. And then I'm going to get, let's just pop these to the side. I'm going to just come out a little bit now. Look how beautiful they are. Take a little cocktail stick and just go in and make sure you go right in and around and touch the edges like that. Just wipe the end off. And there. Push them around. They have actually gone right to the edge if you leave them. We don't want to have any bubbles in there, do we? So make sure they're all pushed to the side. There we go. A few little bubbles in that one. They've all gone through nicely. So you just need a tiny little blob. Now I'm going to pop a little bit more in with the purple. I think it was the light purple I need. I was a bit mean on putting these ones in. Was it these ones? And the pink. I was a bit stingy on the colouring on those. That's a bit better. And the pink. I'm going to go back in with the pink, because we want some nice, you know, nice embellishments, don't we? Look at those, they look fabulous. See a little bubble in there, we don't want a little bubble. There we go. Perfect. Right, I'm going to pop those under the lamp. I'm going to bring this lovely little lady over, pop those under the lamp and just turn that on. So let's have a look. We have a bubble or two I can see in here. But how beautiful is that? Isn't that lovely? Can you see the little bubbles in there? That's from popping that on there. I don't know why I've got bubbles in there, but still looks fabulous. Right, I'm going to turn her over. No, I'm not. I'm going to come out so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to take a piece of wire. Now this is 0.6 mil size. I don't know what that is in gauge. So I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm going to take a pair of pliers. I'm just going to make a little loop like that. You don't need this much wire. Just going to take a little loop like that. Make it a bit smaller. Don't need it that big. It's an awful lot of wire. I didn't need all that wire. Just bring that down. So we just need that little loop like that. Chop that down. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that onto a little bit of sticky there. And then I'm going to add just a tiny bit of this. Now this is the easiest way I found to attach this in the right place. So we're going to pop that on there, a little bit of clear resin on there, and then obviously we want this to be, without getting my head in the way, I need this to be in the middle, like that. Right, oops, stick that down. Now I want to turn that over, can you see, so we can see that on there. These have just come out, so they look like they should be ready. This can just pop on there. I'm just going to push that on to our little back of that for a second, just to hold that down, just to make sure it's going to stay on in the right place. So hopefully that's in the right place now. Just needs just a little second on there. Then we want to take that off. Can you see that's just stuck on there, lovely, like that. Then we'll put it this way. Did I look? Was that in the centre? Can you see that's in the sort of centre of her? Oops. And then I'm going to get, oops, stuck to my fingers. Oopsie daisy. I'm going to get, what colour shall we have? Shall we have purple? Let's put some purple on the back. So a nice blob of the purple on there. Take a little cocktail stick, toothpick, anything that you've got that you can just poke around, and then just cover that up so we don't see the back of it. And you've got beautiful, beautiful shiny back to your piece. Now you could make these into brooches as well. You know, you could make them as big as you want. If you get a thicker wire, you could make your own little circles, couldn't you? You can only make your own little jump rings. But I think the ready-made jump rings are just perfect for doing this, because you don't have to mess about, and you've got everything. All this beautiful UV resin is just ready there for you to use. There's no mixing up, there's nothing. It's all done for you. Just pop that on, get rid of some of those bubbles, and I'm going to pop that just under the lamp for a second. Now I'm just going to pop and get my drill, the Let's Resin drill. I'm going to show you how I just drill some holes in here. I did do it in a Instagram video, but I'm just going to show you the easiest way that I found. So 2 seconds. Okay, so our little lady is done. So let's have a look at her finished little one. Look at that. Oh, I've got a little bit of on there. Oh, I made a bit of a mess. Let me just get this. Just my little pokey tool and just take that off there. Now, to clean this up, I've got my little resin sander, haven't I? So I'm just going to pick that off, but that looks lovely. There we go. Look at that. Isn't she just beautiful? Loving it. So that's our little, that's a back, and that's fab, isn't it? Just beautiful. So that's our little lady. So let's pop these away. Now, found the easiest way to drill holes in these is to keep it on your sticky. Keep that on your sticky. I've got a little foam mat. This is a really grubby, well-used little foam mat. I'm going to put this down. Now this is a little bit messy, but I'm going to come in a little bit closer because I want you to see. I've got my lovely drill. This is my Let's Resin cordless drill, which is just fab. And it looks, this is the little box. I'll pop all the links for this. It's got like a little deburrer in there as well, and it's rechargeable. It's just amazing. I'm going to just go to the side a little bit because it's easier for me to do it. We're going to turn this on. It's got 3 speeds. So I'm going to go into the highest speed, and all I'm going to do, I'm hoping you can see this, is just drill a little hole in here like that, all the way through all of them, just near the top, like that. This gets very dusty and very messy, but it's just so easy to do these little embellishments. I won't do all of them, but just press it once again to turn it off. Let me just open this out a little bit. So you just turn that on and it just does your speed. So that's a slow one, faster, and 1, 2 or 3, and then just press it once to turn off, and it comes with 4 different drill heads as well on there. Just love it. Right, I won't do all of them like I said because this is very messy, but keeping it on here is so much easier than trying to hold down your little embellishments to drill them individually. So look at that. They're just lovely. But the first thing I'll probably do is get a little wet wipe and just wipe them off like that. Just clean them. But you can pop them in a little bit of water and just rinse them off. But how simple is that? And then you just pop them on. Oh, these are all rainbowy colours. Oh, they're beautiful. That one's not been done, but these are done, and they just look stunning. So I will finish those off. But look at that. We've got lovely little embellishments that you can pop onto another little jump ring and have little dingly danglies, and we like dingly danglies. So let's pop those to the side, out of the way. Fabulous. And then have a little look at these, which are lovely. But I did mess that one up just a little bit, didn't I? A little bit of dribbled it over the top, but we will clean that up. But I think these are just stunning. I think they are just so lovely. So that's our little jump ring embellishments and some lovely little fairy embellishments, which I think are beautiful. So there we go, guys. I have used UV resin which is the Pearlescent, which is this box here, which is lovely. I'm gonna link all these things down below anyway. I've used the fabulous drill to drill the holes in here. I have used my lovely little rechargeable lamp, which is my favourite lamp, and I've used the clear hard type resin. So I think that's probably about it for today. So thank you so much for joining me. I will be using these in my journal, so do take a look at that. And I will, you know, link everything down below. Oh, I used the tape. This is the best tape ever, because when you take it off this, sorry, I keep talking. When you take it off this, there's no residue of anything on the back. A lot of tapes have that awful residue, which takes forever to get off if you can. But these, look, they're just lovely. Oh, love them. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fab rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.